Welcome to scenic Southern California for our coverage of the USL Championship presented by Hoag Orthopedic Institute, the official hospital and healthcare partner of OCSC. Tonight, Western Conference title contenders Orange County SC put their league best 8-game win streak on the line against postseason hopefuls El Paso Locomotive FC. Great to have you with us from Championship Soccer Stadium in Irvine tonight. I'm Alex Heinert, proud to be alongside former Manchester United legend Gary Bailey. Gary, truly a tale of two seasons for the two clubs involved this evening.
It's incredible to think Orange County was sitting in 11th position after about 2 months of the season. El Paso were in the top 4, and now it's almost the reverse situation. The rise of Orange County has been phenomenal. So too, I guess, the fall of El Paso.
Orange County's win streak is impressive. It's the 5th longest in league history. It was extended last Saturday with a 5-1 demolition of Las Vegas Lights in the desert.
Yeah, Milanowski got the first, Thomas Among the second, and then Marcus Nakim with a header from this free kick to get the third. The goals just flew in against Las Vegas. There were 2 more to come. Mark McNulty in the 82nd, and then eventually Langford. Langford sets him up, and then he returns the compliment for Langford to get the 5th.
Interim head coach Morten Carlson called it one of the best team games he's seen this season. The Black and Orange had 5 different goal scorers. One of those, this man, our Omega Accounting Solutions player to watch, Milan Olaski.
Yeah, the Golden Boot winner from last year, and 12 goals and 4 assists already this season. He's a natural goal scorer. Just needs one half chance, and it's in the back of the net.
Olaski one to watch up top. Now, El Paso knows all about streaks, both good and bad. They went 12 matches without defeat in the spring to claim top spot in the West. They have struggled mightily since, with just 1 win in their last 11. Josue Aaron Gomez will be one man to watch tonight as well.
Yeah, he's a very, very clever player. 4 goals and 1 assist, probably less than he should have at this stage of the season. But here's the man up front alongside Ricardo Zacharias, who's got to try and break this Orange County defense. And if anyone can do it, this man can.
Locomotive FC have been good on the road this season, and they've had success against Orange County in the past as well, including a 1-0 home win in El Paso this April. We're excited to see what the reverse fixture brings tonight. Orange County SC, El Paso Locomotive. Kickoff from SoCal is next here on ESPN+.
From north to south,
east to west,
from Laguna Beach to Irvine,
de Buena Park a San Clemente,
and all 34 cities in between.
For the last 10 years, this has been
Orange County's own
entertainment, community,
Campeones, Colors,
Crest, Pro Soccer Club.
Orange County's own community kit.
A few years ago, I was making cabinets and somebody gave this idea like, hey, why don't you make your beautiful doors to fit IKEA cabinets?
You know, we care about everything that goes into making a door or a panel or a cabinet. Designing a kitchen or even remodeling it, it's a difficult process. We're here to kind of bridge that gap between the vision and realizing that goal.
We're able to make everything in-house, handmade, handcrafted, beautiful product.
Here in Irvine, there's something for everyone. You can satisfy your sweet tooth here or here. Cool off with freshly picked berries or catch some rays. Get some post-worthy views or rock out with your friends. Raise your adrenaline or just relax. It's master planned with you in mind. Irvine awaits.
This match is presented by Hoag Orthopedic Institute and Hoag, the official hospital and healthcare partner of OCSC. And by Omega Accounting Solutions, your ERC and tax specialist today, your trusted advisor tomorrow. Barton Integration, the trusted name in commercial security. Time for tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Kimco Staffing.
Yeah, just the one change for Orange County. Juan Santana, the 18-year-old in goals. Colin Shutter not available, not even on the bench today. Otherwise, it's the same side that beat Las Vegas by 5-1 in that 4-1-4-1 lineup. And for El Paso, 2 changes. Petr Petrovic goes to the bench. Eric Calvillo involved in international football income. Nick Hines and Chapo Herrera in that 5-3-2 formation.
We are finally poised for a battle between one of the teams at the top of the West and one fighting for their playoff lives tonight here inside Championship Soccer Stadium at the Orange County Great Park. This could be a potential first-round playoff matchup in the USL Championship Western Conference. Orange County SC almost unbeatable for the last 3 months, while El Paso Locomotive has been mired in the definition of a summer swoon. But all that can change over the course of 90 minutes. Orange County in their 10th anniversary kits, the gold and black tonight. El Paso in the road powder blues. Remy Touchon, our match referee, blows the whistle, and we are underway from the champ on a perfect night here in Southern California. Great to have you with us wherever you're watching from this evening alongside Gary Bailey and our crew. I'm Alex Seinert. The most informed team in the league this season, facing a team who had won 7 in a row, had the league's longest win streak earlier in the campaign, but has fallen on hard times of late. How can El Paso flip the script and pull off a shocker tonight, Gary?
They've got to start by defending well. They've been conceding a ton of goals, and that makes it difficult to win games. Obviously, the talent's there because they've had such a good run. But if you have a look at them now, that's only 1 win in the last 12, 7 points from 36. They've got to turn things around with a good win here tonight.
They might get an opportunity early, a turnover, putting them in the attack. This is Dennis Kostashin, the right winger. Bundled over by Kevin Partita. We play on, though. Dylan Powers, the center back, former MLS Rookie of the Year a decade ago, trying to spring Brian Alaski. Talk about a difference in stature. Brian Alaski coming in at 5'7", up against the 6'6" center back, Noah Dolenmeyer. He wins a corner early, the Orange County number 10. These corner kicks, by the way, today brought to you by Corner Bakery. Oh, correction, corners by True Path Loans this evening. Headed away by El Paso on first attempts.
Couldn't find a true path to find another one of his players in the box. This is an Orange County side that have just been in the most unbelievable form. And we chatted to Morten Carlson. Just say to him, you know, what have you done differently since you've taken over? And he said it's been a lot about the team playing for each other. It's about just getting regular lineups on the pitch. But I think there's more to it than that, because he's turned a team that was sitting 11th into a team that are now gunning for a second or even a first spot in the West. It's there is no team that comes close to Orange County in terms of form in the last couple of months, and it is just amazing to see. And against Las Vegas, 5 different scorers, most of those goals were team goals. Just an absolutely stunning performance.
And you mentioned it, when you look at the form table, a lot of green for the team in black and orange, who are wearing gold tonight. And really the run started long before this 8-game winning streak as well. Morten Carlson took over in early May. Since then, after just a couple of getting-to-know-you games, they have almost been unbeatable. 13-5-1, 40 points to the good since Carlson took over. 12-2 over the summer months as well. And they have been pretty good here at home, as you would expect. One of the top teams in their home grounds. 7 wins, 2 losses, and 4 draws this campaign.
It's amazing, taking over from Richard Chaplow, who himself also had a blinding run when he started, and they went on to win the championship 2 seasons ago. So, you know, the potential was always there. They just needed to do something different, and certainly Morten Carlson has made that happen, and they must be delighted here at Championship Soccer Stadium.
And what a find. Carlson coming in after spending time with the Danish men's national team at the World Cup this last year on the technical staff for Kasper Hjulmand. Joined as an assistant coach. After the poor run of form to begin, they made the change, and it has been smooth sailing since. Kostashin now, that's a couple of times he's had some joy down this right side. Fouled on the cutback attempts. Partida whistled for the infraction.
There's lots of skill on this El Paso team. They're technically very, very good. And you can see there, Dennis Kostishin, always difficult to get off the ball. And it does look like it is a foul from Kevin Partida.
A free kick opportunity here in the 5th minute. It is the Ukrainian Kostishin, 26 years old, standing over it. Brian Alaski, the lone man in the wall. Dangerous ball towards the back post. Tomas Among, the forward back there, defending. A tangle of bodies. Kostishin handled it at the top of the 18 to draw the whistle.
By the way, Thomas Among, great defending for a striker there, because that ball was beautifully put right into the danger area. As we have a look at the keys to the game, and did mention teamwork. It's what Morten Carlson says. So the question I ask every one of my players, what can I do to help the team? And for El Paso, well, they've conceded 3 or more in 5 of their last 7 games. Well, you're not going to win much if you're going to keep conceding 3 or more. So clearly for El Paso, it's keep hopefully a clean sheet for them, but certainly be tighter defensively.
Injuries have been a big part of the story for Los Locos. So many key members, both in attack and at the back, missing in action. Lucho Solignac still out, missing his 4th consecutive game. His goal's a big part of what allowed El Paso to rise to the top of the league table in the spring. The one constant for this team, the man in goal wearing red tonight, Benny Diaz, has started every match for El Paso Locomotive FC this season, making his 27th start of the campaign.
We talk about the missing Luis Solignac, their top scorer, but the scorer of goals in the last 2 games, Petar Petrovic, has ended up on the bench today.
On the bench?
And that, you know, unless he's got a knock or something, that just is a surprise decision for me, because clearly he's a guy scoring goals and you need that, but we wait to see if that change makes a difference or not.
Brian Claerhout, now in his 2nd season as manager at Locomotive, making that change. And now a foul here in midfield as Milan Olaski got a foot in and left Kostishin on the dirt.
I know you guys are having fun. I don't want to spoil your fun, but you know, other people want to watch the game.
It's a word from the referee to Milan Olaski. I guess something along the lines of, you know, if you do it again, you could be in trouble. Just as a little kick out at the end there. He's very lucky that's not a yellow card, because that was certainly not playing the ball. The ball had a long time left.
Kostishin to serve it up once again. Back post. That's Dollenmeyer now, the big center back. Shot come in, deflected. Milan Olaski on the clearance. A couple of dangerous set pieces from El Paso in the early goings.
It is a very good positive start. And they have to be, I think, because Orange County only conceded 3 in their last 6 games. They give you nothing. They're super organized and tight at the back. They can soak up pressure and they can catch you on the counter, of course, with the likes of Milan Olaski. So El Paso will need to put some pressure on if they're going to break this resolute Orange County defense.
Morten Carlson has had the luxury of starting the same 4 in the back for much of this run. Lamb, Nakeem Powers, and Dogman ever present back there. Up until tonight, the keeper, Colin Shuttler, had also been the main man, the #1, but another opportunity for the 18-year-old Juan Santana in goal. He did pretty well with his first go 2 weeks ago in a hostile environment at Sac Republic, 20,000 in the stands. A 2-0 shutout to the good for Orange County that night.
He did brilliantly, made some fantastic saves. The expected goals for Sac Republic was at least 1, and he gave them nothing, so that's just good goalkeeping.
Oh, a turnover now and a chance here for El Paso. That is Zacharias getting on the ball, Ricardo Zacharias. Last touched by Locomotive. It'll be a throw here for Orange County. 8 minutes gone in the first half. Orange County has seen their way up the form table over the last couple of months, now in 3rd position. And as Gary, you mentioned, within striking distance of the top 2. Sac Republic and San Antonio have dropped points in recent weeks. Orange County, the 2021 champions in USL, an opportunity perhaps to take a Western Conference title back home if things go their way and they continue this form.
Well, we asked Morten Carlson the question, when you beat Sac Republic 2-0 away, did you begin to believe that your team can be the best in the West? And he said, yeah, it was a hell of a result.
Wow.
and he was most impressed with it. And I'm most impressed with it. Who goes to Czech Republic and wins 2-0, given the form they've been in? So, yeah, if you can do that, Orange County, then there's no reason why you can't finish top in the West and maybe top overall at the end of the season.
And this side is brimming with belief, and for good reason. Here is Among now. Olaski back to Among. Players to aim for. The cross only finds Diaz.
Yeah, the cross has to come further back away from the goalkeeper there. Done all the hard work. Brian Olaski, some clever play. Among holding it up, which he does ever so well. Gets it back. Now at this point, you've got to pull it away from the goalkeeper. That's just too easy for the keeper to scoop up. And Milan Olaski was on the 6-yard line with his arms open saying, give it to me.
Kyle Scott putting some pressure on. Orange County fans might have been a bit concerned after he went off injured midway through their last match, that 5-1 win at Las Vegas. Back in the starting 11, though. Same thing with Seth Kasipli, also went off, took a knock in that contest, but no worse for wear. Back here in the starting 11. Those two in the center of midfield for Morten Carlson. Let's check out tonight's injury report, brought to you by Zulfgari Law.
Yeah, some important players missing on both sides. Bjorshul, Dunbar and Chatter for Orange County. Egalus Basulovic has just signed Mbarelli. So, but it's to be expected. You need a sort of 3/4 of the way through the season. There's been a few knocks here and there. And you have to have a little bit of depth, and you have to believe in that depth. And certainly for Orange County, you bring an 18-year-old goalkeeper, Juan Santana, you are testing your depth. We wish the young man lots of luck here today. Looks like a real talent.
One of the names not on that injury report because he's not injured, but he's off with El Salvador on international duty is Eric Calvillo, the captain. Another big miss for El Paso in midfield. Been a big chore for this squad to make the trip from West Texas across to SoCal and take on the hottest team in the league. Not at full strength, but that's what the challenge put in front of you is, and you need to go and meet it. And this team has certainly been capable this season of producing good results, even though the last couple of months have not gone their way.
Yeah, and the stats don't make happy reading for El Paso. They've conceded 42 goals. Only Las Vegas have conceded more. They've only scored 34. Only 2 teams have scored less. That's Monterey Bay and Las Vegas again. So, you know, your stats both in defense and attack don't look good. That's a worrying sign for Brian Clarehout's side.
Also worrying as well, Monterey Bay's 1-0 win tonight means they're out of the playoff picture as Dogman fires into attack from left back. Among bundled over by Dolenmeyer on his way to the box. You hear the champ cheering for a penalty shout, but none given in the end. Rami Tushan electing this match to play on. Quick counterattack though. Ryan Dogman, the left back, so influential in Orange County's attack.
Well, just on your point about Monterey Bay's win, it puts them in 8th spot, that final playoff. El Paso now officially out of the playoff spots. And they've got New Mexico behind them and RGV looking to catch up as well. So this, again, is such a crucial match. A difficult one, absolutely no question, but one in which they've got to try and pick up something here to take back with them.
The one positive is that Locomotive FC have a couple of games in hands on Monterey Bay. But when they're against Orange County and some of the teams they have to play, you can't necessarily equate that to 3 points in the bank. Still scoreless though. El Paso with a couple of good looks in the early stages. On the road here in Irvine, trying to get something off the hottest team in USL Championship. One more win, by the way, for Orange County would make them joint second in terms of longest win streaks in this league's history. They do have a long ways to go before they take the record. That was a 20-game winning run by Phoenix Rising a handful of seasons ago. OCSC would have to win out and win the opening handful of matches in the 2024 season to catch what Phoenix did in their title-winning season a few years ago. Fans, after tonight, there are just 3 home games left in Orange County SC's 2023 regular season. Don't miss out on all the fun of supporting your local soccer club as a chance comes in. First time that Juan Santana has been tested. The 18-year-old ready with the catch. Just to finish that thought, get your tickets today at orangecountysoccer.com/tickets.
Now, you certainly want to watch Orange County in these last few games of the season as they try and finish top. It'll be a really exciting time, and as a fan, when you were in 11th position, Orange County, earlier in the season, you must have been wondering, are we even going to make the playoffs? Well, I mean, pretty much wrap that up now. You can take that for granted. Now it's a case of just how high do we finish and how many home games are we likely to have.
Going into this weekend, just 2 teams in the league had clinched playoff spots, and both of those coming on the eastern side, Tampa Bay Rowdies and Pittsburgh Riverhounds, both of whom have won tonight as that Players' Shield race continues to pick up. The West just a bit tighter between 1 through 11, which is why not even Sac Republic or San Antonio have clinched, along with Orange County.
Yeah, this Western Division is so tough. There are so many good teams. And you can certainly, even though El Paso a decent side, they could certainly not make the playoffs unless they can produce something special now, because the teams around them are so good.
Morton Carlson in the white polo on the far side, not happy with the call. It'll be a throw now as El Paso maintains possession. Here comes Los Locos in the attack. Nick Hines bundled over, but he was the one who committed the foul in the end, spilling the captain, Marcus Nakeem.
And Nakeem very cleverly just ran across his line there. Have a look at the number 30, the captain. Just gets his body between player and ball, takes the contact, goes down. That's good and intelligent defensive play.
Nakeem, the Norwegian, 9th-year pro in his first season with Orange County SC. It's impressive that he's wearing the armband this year when it's his first year with the club.
Yeah, but as you say, so much experience there at his age, and having come from playing football in Scandinavia and Europe.
He had been in the top flight in Norway in the previous 8 seasons, 5 different clubs. Played in the Norwegian youth national team set up as well over the course of his career.
He's got Ryan Dogman also from Norway at left back.
Right.
And if you look at the bench, Kevin Langford just arrived from Germany. Mark McNulty scoring goals. He's come from Scotland and playing for Dundee United and played for Scotland, got 2 caps. So there's some real talent in this Orange County lineup, which is again such a surprise that they struggled early in the season, but they're obviously making up for it now.
This roster composition is so unique too, because they have those experienced vets with international caps to their name, but they also have so many young players. So much of Orange County SC is about betting youth and giving them opportunity. As Partita here takes over, off to Alaski to touch on to Dogman.
That's a good chance for Dogman. You know, he's got time to hit that nice and cleanly and at least cause Benny Diaz some problems. Have a look when it comes across to him. It's not like he's got a defender on him. There's a little flicker. He's got time. Man, just bends away at the end, but still, I want to see him hit the target and force the keeper into a save.
Ryan Zogman with that left foot slicing across the ball. Another decent chance from Orange County, though.
Yeah, as you said, he sliced across the ball. It wasn't a clean hit through the ball. He had time to settle himself. This is not an easy team to beat. I was just looking at the away record. El Paso got 6 wins, 3 draws and 3 losses. I'm going, hang on a second, am I reading this right? From a team that's sitting now in 9th position in the live table in the West. And clearly they've been not too bad, well, I would say very good on the road. 6 wins, 3 draws out of 12, only 3 losses. Their home form has been pretty shocking, but on the road, they're a hard team to break down.
Yeah, that's been the issue. Again, a losing record at home at Southwest University Park.
By the way, you're talking about producing young players. They've just let Corredo Oceandina go to Feyenoord. So again, well done to Orange County for their youth development.
OCSC with that unique partnership with Feyenoord in the Eredivisie and with Rangers, of course, in the Scottish Premiership. A great pipeline and more on the way. One of those young players, Benjamin Bargiolo, just signed this past week from Atlanta United. Only 16, but another bright star making his way over to this club. Bryce Jamison as well, who normally would be on the bench. He's playing with the United States U17 team in Czechia right now in the midst of a tournament. Was in their starting 11 with the victory over Ukraine the other day.
And here's some talent, Bryce Jamison. He is
so
quick.
Speaking of quick, a nice turn there from Alaski, drawing the foul. It was Brian this time, and a card as well.
Milan Alaski there. It's hard to tell the brothers apart. I think he manages to win that free kick, and that's the danger and the threat that they pose there in attack, Orange County.
Mark Navarro coming across. Apologies to the Alaski family of 7, not 10.
Just say Alaski. They're both so good, but Milan in particular is just such a quality finisher. Mine, it was his brother Brian who got the goal in that match against Charleston at home from the free kick in a very similar position to this, stuck it right in the top corner.
His lone goal on the season. He is a dead ball specialist. I was confused because I saw the armband and thought that's not Marcus Nakim, but everybody from Orange County wearing armbands tonight. And we're going to talk a bit more about why in just a moment, as some of the Orange County specialists standing over this, including Marcus Nakim. Alaski to take, and just off the mark.
I don't think he was too far off the mark either. Had the right sort of bend and the right dip, just not quite enough of it. Let's have a look here. Yeah, maybe a yard wide in the end, but it certainly looked like it could just bend in that top corner.
22nd minute here at Championship Soccer Stadium in Irvine, California. 5,000 strong supporting Orange County SC as they pursue a 9th consecutive victory. This team has been a delight to watch over this stretch. Can they keep it going tonight against an El Paso side trying to get themselves back into the top 8, back into the playoff picture? Currently 2 points adrift after results from earlier this evening.
Now, just imagine if you're an El Paso fan and you had to go over to Europe in sort of late April when El Paso were in, I think they were in 4th position, Orange County were 11th, and you hadn't been able to follow, and you came back now, you go, hang on a second, am I reading this table upside down? Such has been the change in the opposite direction for both sides.
It is a complete twist in the plot that I don't think you would have seen coming back in the early portion of the season when Los Locos were flying and Orange County was struggling to find form, had replaced managers. The new manager bounce under Morten Carlson has lasted just the 4 months. It usually doesn't work out that way, but he has had the Midas touch this year.
It's been some bounce. It's been a trampoline bounce. They just shot right up the table.
Good pressing here from Kasipli. Coolly done by Navarro.
And what I do like about Morten Carlson, as we showed in the keys to watch, is that he talks about a team game. He asks his players the question, what can you do for the team? Not for you. It's not about you looking good. And he picks up Milan Alaski and says, look, Milan's an individual striker who goes for goals, but the work he puts in for the team on tracking back, his defensive work is typical of what Morten wants from his team. He wants every player to be thinking, what can I do to make the team a better team? And I love that approach.
He's pointed out how 5 different goal scorers, 5 great team goals in that win against Las Vegas the other day. That was just one of our best overall performances from start to finish because we worked hard for each other. Here's Tomas Amang again, nearly on the end of that. El Paso able to shut the door. Fans, OCSC has new premium seating options for the 2023 season. Our new GA box just above the bleachers and new field box sections are now available. This now makes 4 premium seating experiences at the Champ, along with cabanas and field MVP seating. Book your experience today at orangecountysoccer.com/premium. Patience here from El Paso. Now McHugh will come forward, out to Kostashin.
They do sit deep, Orange County, having done a few of their matches in the last couple of weeks. They tend to almost defend in the final third, certainly in their own half most of the time. They just make it very difficult for you to find the space. And then the idea is when they get the ball, of course, they transition as quickly as possible, throw numbers up and try and catch you on the break with the likes of Milan and Brian Iloski. But have a look how deep they are here. They really do pack that final third.
Brian Carlson did say this El Paso team likes to build slowly from the back. Orange County's goal was to speed them up tonight. Right now, Los Locos with all of the ball. That's Chapa Herrera, the long switch. Chapa wearing the armband tonight. Again, no Yuma still, who normally is the captain for this team. Another miss for him. Another name on the injury report for Brian Claerhout. So far, so good, though. On the road for Locomotive FC, still scoreless. Orange County with one or two grade B chances, but no golden opportunity yet.
Yeah, but it's all come from Orange County. The chances, the possessions come from El Paso. I mean, the only real chance was Ryan Dogman's that he flashed across the ball, although Brian Iloski did have that free kick from just outside the box. But I'm looking at El Paso and thinking, have you really tested young Juan Santana yet? And the answer is no. Neat football, yes, but is there an end product to it? As yet, I haven't seen much.
Now bear in mind, El Paso did win the reverse fixture much earlier in the season, of course, before Orange County got on this hot start. That was back at the beginning of April, a 1-0 win. Lucho Solignac with the lone goal. Yuma with the assist, so two players combining who are not available for selection tonight. El Paso controlled possession in that game, by the way, as well as the shots. A good performance by Los Locos on their home park. But again, several months ago, much has changed since that April night.
Well, do you know what happened after that match, or from that match onwards? They went on their 7-match winning streak, if I'm not mistaken. So if you're an El Paso fan or player, you're thinking, well, hang on a second, let's do it again. Let's beat Orange County, go on another 7-match winning streak. Why not?
They could certainly do it. If they do put 7 wins together, that would put them certainly in a comfortable position in the playoffs, and that would put them on the playoffs door. There are 8 matches left in the season, including tonight's. For Los Locos, they've played 26 of the 34 they will play this season in the regular campaign.
Oh, you would say that they're absolutely safe with 7 wins. In fact,
goodness, yes.
They might even make a top 4 place, but they do have to put quite a few together because Monterey Bay are now getting a little bit of head of steam going. Colorado Springs Switchbacks are a good side. You can't see them dropping below the 8th position. So a lot of good teams around them, El Paso, who are going to make it extremely difficult. Even RGV aren't that far off from catching them. New Mexico just behind them as well.
Oh, a chance now. Milan Iloski tripped up by Navarro, waved off. Remy Touchon not interested in the penalty claim.
Well, it looked like a penalty to me. Milan Iloski had got away and been tripped. But what's difficult for the referees, he doesn't get the advantage of any slow-mos. He's got to call it in real time. But have a look here. I think he gets a touch. He gets it away from the defender and then gets brought down. To me, that's a penalty, but it's very easy to say that given the chance to review it on a slow-mo.
Mark Navarro, by the way, on a yellow card, making that challenge. Last-ditch defending. Milan Iloski and everyone wearing black and orange in the stadium tonight believes it was an illegal challenge. But again, the referee quick to wave it off. He had a good look from behind the play. It results in a corner for Orange County. It'll be their second of the first half as we approach the half-hour mark. Ball swung in. Not dealt with convincingly off of Nakeem in the end. Here's El Paso now in the attack. Zacharias. Aaron Gomez, his first chance forward, just missing the far post.
It's a good attack from El Paso. That's better. That gives you the opportunity to get a strike. Unfortunately for them, it wasn't on target, just wide. Nice early ball there from Benny Diaz. Head up and aware. and they managed to bring it down, and great counter-attack, great speed in transition. And it's a little bit of a tight angle. I thought it took a deflection, the shot. Let's have a look here. Does it? Yeah, it does go under the feet and touches Kevin Partida. But that's better from El Paso.
A rapid-fire counterattack off the restart from Diaz. By the way, during that exchange after Milan Olaski had the penalty shout, Morten Carlson was issued a red card for dissent. Or, I'm sorry, not a yellow card, excuse me, yellow card. He didn't argue that vociferously. He's still on the touchline.
I just find it unusual. I mean, you've got every right to question, but from that distance, can Morten Carlson see better than the referee could from 2-3 yards behind? Now, we have the benefit of slow-mo, so we can say, actually, you know what, maybe it was. But I just find, the coaches do tend to shout for their team, even if they can't see clearly what's going on.
Now another yellow issued here. Kyle Scott laid in on the challenge.
But you made a very good point about Mark Navarro. If that penalty is given, it probably is another yellow card and he's off the pitch. So a massive decision as we see this yellow here. Kyle Scott, just you see the foot up again. Every time you lift your foot up, it's going to catch the referee's attention. And just to give some sense of referee Remy Touchon, he can only give a penalty when he's sure it's a penalty, not if he thinks it's a penalty. That's why, again, it might be clear to us on a replay, but you've got to call it in real time, and you've got to be sure. If he's in any doubt, then he mustn't give it.
No VAR here at the USL Championship level. That yellow card to Kyle Scott, by the way, means he will miss the next match. That was his 8th yellow card this season. A 1-game suspension for the Orange County midfielder coming when they take on Colorado Springs Switchbacks on the 15th. So 31 minutes played here at the Champ. A feisty one here tonight. A couple of yellow cards dished out both to the players on the field, one from either side, and also to the Orange County interim head coach. This is an El Paso team fighting for their playoff lives. They have made the trip from West Texas and tried to sink their teeth in, showing good fight and grit. Brian Clairhout's side. A reminder, Select is the official matchball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit www.us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Diaz nearly closed down by Among. Good composure back there by the 24-year-old netminder. Navarro and Costagen. Navarro, long raking ball forward, trying to seek out Zacharias. OCSC back in control. Dylan Powers, head up for the center back. That's angle of bodies. That's Dogman who was dropped. And this will be a yellow here against Miles Lyons. So the precedent has been set. Remy Touchon, 3 cards shown to men on the pitch and 1 to a manager here in the opening half hour.
It's a building problem for El Paso. It's 2 of their defenders, Navarro and Lyons, on yellows. You never want your defenders to be on yellows because you need them to have that yellow in their pocket if you need to bring down someone on the edge of the box. And I can't do that now because obviously a second yellow would see them exit the pitch. So a little bit of pressure on that El Paso defense in terms of when they can tackle.
Brian Olaski back to Scott. Partida, who scored his first career goal a couple of weeks ago, proving provider this time. Milan Olaski, though, couldn't get much purchase on the header. Dogman's cross deflected. Lyons gets it forward. Beautifully weighted ball in the path of Gomez. And our own Gomez tracked down from behind and forced to retreat. El Paso quick though on the counter. They have shown the ability to get up the pitch quickly. Liam Rose, the Australian, dispossessed by Amang. Scott weaving through traffic. Lovely skill and now tripped up. Will this be a card?
It's very close to a card because I thought that was a trip as opposed to an attempt to win the ball, but referee decides not to give the next yellow. Let's have a look. He goes there and then, oh, that's a trip. That's not even going for the ball. That's a clear yellow for me. So lucky man to get away with that one, Aaron Gomez.
Another foul here as they're starting to mount. It's Brian Olaski who felt the brunt of that in the card, out of the pocket once again. Another caution issued. Nick Hines now will be cautioned. So 3 of the back 5 on a yellow after 35 minutes here on the road against one of the top offenses in the league, Gary.
It's a position as a coach you don't like because you just know that defenders have to get stuck in. So there's always a chance of that second yellow. Now, has he got options off the bench? Maybe in the second half that he can replace some of those defenders. That remains to be seen.
Don't miss a minute of the action in 2023, whether your club is on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of USL Championship action on ESPN Plus, the home to the USL, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com.
I've got these lovely gold jerseys on today. Am I right in saying that's to do with Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month?
That's correct. It is a blend of 2 different things. It's their 10th anniversary kit, but it's also, yes, supporting pediatric cancer awareness the month of September, designated to that cause. Great job by the club again, putting up causes that matter in the forefront of their supporters.
Absolutely. I think the armbands is to do with Mothers Against Drunk Driving. So another fantastic cause that Orange County getting involved in. So they're a great development club for young players with their links to Rangers and Feyenoord. They do great social work as well. So I think they're setting quite a standard here, Orange County.
It's a club that's been around for 10 years. They're about the right things. They're getting the job done in the community, on the pitch as well. You mentioned the armband. That's from the Noah Benedo Foundation, set up in memory of local soccer fan Noah Benedo, who was killed by a drunk driver at the age of 24 back in 2019. In association with Mothers Against Drunk Driving, the foundation seeks to provide education to end preventable DUI tragedies. Orange County Soccer has partnered with the Noah Benedo Foundation to remind fans to never drive drunk and get home safely.
That's fantastic, because sports clubs and soccer clubs in particular are all part of the community, and that's a great role that Orange County are playing.
Los Locos now in the attack through Gomez. A shot from a tight angle, did not miss by much.
Some frustration there from Ricardo Zacharias. He's bombing down that left-hand side, El Paso. They've had a couple of little half chances from out wide. Just misses past that near post.
'39th minute here at the Champ in Irvine, California. By this point, a week ago in Las Vegas, OCSC was already up 3-0 in what would become a 5-1 victory over Las Vegas Lights. They've come up against a more stubborn defense so far this evening, though they continue to probe and prompt. Amang, lovely back flick. Coming together there inside the box. That was Olaski and McHugh who collided. Olaski called for the foul.
I think Olaski complaining that he was partially tripped as he went into the box, and as he was losing his balance, he collided into the El Paso defender. But he's such a good player when he gets near the box, Milan Olaski. He's got this turn of pace, He's very direct. He's a great striker of a ball, even when he's off balance. And him and Thomas Among, who holds the ball up, he's more of a normal number 9, holding it up, looking to bring in either of the Iloski brothers. They're a great combination up front, those three.
Yeah, Brian, much more the creative type. Milan, the finisher. Brian, older by 4 years, now 28 this season. Milan, 24. Both start at UCLA. They've stayed close to home, playing for Orange County. They've got some defending to do now, though. El Paso back in possession. Rose, Gomez now back to Rose in midfields. Dolan Meyer, who's on loan, by the way, from LA Galaxy, or LAFC, excuse me, back just in his, first season as a rookie this season, his 3rd game. He started all of them. Dolan Meyer added to this club just a couple of weeks ago to help out at the back because they have been so injury riddled. He's given them 90 minutes in his previous 2 matches. Steady at the back here so far through 40 tonight. Los Locos in no rush here. This is Hines. Trying to get past Owen Lamb on the far side. Headed off well by the right back. Dolan Meyer. Hines again tripped up along the touchline. Lamb left a foot in.
By the way, Lamb scored an incredible goal going back to that Charleston match when he won the header in the box and then volleyed it into the top corner. I bet the fans will be hoping he can do something similar here today.
This Orange County side has scored some special ones this season, especially in recent weeks, and they've come from all over. It's not just one man. So much depth and balance and solidity as well. Basically the same 11 with 1 or 2 substitutions here and there, but for the most part, the consistency across the board has helped this team go on this run. Off the free kick, Dolan Meyer at 6'6", chests it down. Gomez's shot took a deflection. First corner of the match coming for El Paso.
And you can see Noah Dolan Meyer in the middle there. It's 6'6", the number 15 for El Paso. And he, alongside him, the likes of Eric McHugh, Mark Navarro, they're all really big guys in that box, the defenders for El Paso.
The whistle is Remy Kostashin. Or Remy Tushan, excuse me, wants a word. Among and McHugh, the 2 in his crosshairs. It'll be an outswinger on the way in the 43rd. El Paso looking for the opener. Good ball sent in. Headed across the 18. Chapa Herrera, play it back. Lions, a clipped ball. Headed down to Among. Can Orange County break now? Partida. Dogman, the left back, now in a central midfield position, will splay it out wide. Brian Iloski on the opposite flank. Among tried to find Milan Iloski. The flag was up instead.
A good breakaway move by Orange County again with a lot of pace on the counter-attack. Just for Thomas Among, very important for looking down the line to keep himself in an onside position. You can see what the idea is, to knock it to him, and he knocks it down for Milan Iloski. If you allow yourself to drift into an offside position, then clearly that brings everything to a grinding halt.
Look at Iloski here, winning it back now for Orange County. No breakthrough yet for either side.
There's one thing about this Orange County side, I don't think they'll panic at all, even at home. They won't feel the pressure, they'll keep playing their game. Seen them do it in previous games where they just remain calm and I guess the same for El Paso. They're also a good possession side, especially away from home. They won't panic either.
A foul here against Herrera. El Paso has had success against Orange County. They own the series lead. This is the 8th meeting between these two clubs all time. El Paso has only lost once to Orange County. That came here in their first meeting back in 2019. Shot by Scott now, deflected by McHugh. The big central defender getting in the way. A shove here as Partida gets spilled by Zacharias.
Partida, such a good defensive midfielder, does a great job in that 4-1-4-1 formation for Orange County. He's the one between the 4 defenders and the bank of 4 midfielders.
That's a position that doesn't get a lot of plaudits. You don't score a lot of goals or contribute a lot of assists, but such a key position when you can shield the back line and do the defensive work for your team from midfield. See confirmation, 2 minutes of added time at the end of this first half. El Paso trying to do something that no team has done over the last 8 matches, and that's stop this Orange County SC side from picking up 3 points. Nearly halfway there. And even though a point would not move them back across the playoff line, it would get them a little bit closer with another game in hand on Monterey Bay and company. And they would certainly see it as a point gained here on the road tonight.
Oh, absolutely. I think whether on the road or at home against Orange County, any point is a point gained. And they've got Las Vegas away next, El Paso, so you would think they've got a chance of picking up 3 points there. Not going to be easy, but certainly Las Vegas has struggled this season.
It does get much harder after that. Sac Republic on the road, Phoenix Rising at home, Charleston at home, a San Diego club that is really coming on strong late, then at Memphis and at Oakland to close out the season. Not a lot of gimmies on that fixture list.
And that was why I stopped at Las Vegas. I didn't want to upset the El Paso fans.
But you could say the point, if you can come to Orange County and get a result, why couldn't you do so against some of those other top teams? This could be a launch point for Los Locos if they can continue this. And maybe even nick one. They've been dangerous on the counter here tonight.
It's just that, have they really tested young Juan Santana in goal? For me, not really. They've had a couple of shots that have flown wide, but they haven't forced him to make a single save.
And no official shots on target yet. Quick restart now off the foul. Dolenmeyer hustling back. Good pace for a big man. Able to head off Milan Olaski and prevent the chance, and that might be the last act of the first half. We played the 2 minutes of stoppage time. It looks like Rami Touchon is going to allow this throw-in to take place. And that will do it for half number 1 from Irvine, California tonight. 45 minutes in the books. Nothing to separate Orange County SC and El Paso Locomotive FC. Even though Los Locos have not necessarily threatened a good resolute defensive performance so far.
Yeah, it's been very close, but to me the big talking point, of course, is Milan Olaski. Was it a penalty, was it not? Because if it is a pen, it's a goal and possibly a second yellow for Navarro. So no doubt there'll be a few words with the referee going down the tunnel, but in the end, that's the referee's given his decision. You've got to deal with it, and it all now focuses on the second half.
45 minutes to go here from the champ. Much more to come, including halftime. We'll look around the rest of the league next. Stay tuned.
Patterson Kia, where it's all about you. I'm John Patterson from the all-new Mission Viejo Kia, and we're celebrating August with the new Kia Forte lease for as low as $195 a month, only at Patterson Mission Viejo Kia. Visit the largest Kia service center in Orange County at Mission Viejo Kia. No appointment necessary, award-winning customer service, and available service loaners today. Experience the difference at Mission Viejo Kia, where it's all about you. Patterson Kia, where it's all about you.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do.
So, we're getting that house we told you guys about.
You're buying a house?
Yeah. Soldiers get VA loan guarantees.
Yeah, no money down.
Well, my office gives us free bagels.
That's cool.
Yes. I'll get you the file.
Sounds intense.
Clients. What do you do?
Retired?
Tech?
Nah, Army.
Huh. Check your spam folder.
One of the main treatments we work on with the players is treatments that focus in on lower extremities. We want to make sure that we maximize flexibility and minimize stiffness in the hips and legs. During the session, we incorporate stretches, IASTM, percussive therapy, and cryotherapy. The session is really tailored to the needs of the athlete being treated.
Recovery is a crucial part of every athlete's performance.
We're excited to be working with OCSE again to help the team recover throughout the season.
Halftime is presented by IPA Physio, the official physical therapy partner of Orange County SC. Scoreless here at the break between Orange County and El Paso Locomotive FC. Alex Heinert, Gary Bailey with you. Let's take a look at the USL Championship Power Rankings brought to you this week by Nicholas Murray. You can check these out on the website. How many weeks in a row now have Orange County been atop these, Gary?
Oh, they deserve to be atop. They've been fantastic. Tampa Bay Rowdies with a new coach seem to be going really well. San Diego have recovered. They had a bit of an up and down season, but they're looking better. Pittsburgh, as we saw this evening with their victory over Loudoun, top in the East, and so it goes on. There's so many good teams. I mean, look at those fantastic sides. All those top 10 have all got a chance, you would think, of being champions this season.
Tampa Bay already a winner tonight, 2-1 in a big match over Lou City. Pittsburgh a winner as well. Upcoming schedules now, brought to you by Destination Irvine. First for Orange County. What stands out about the next 5?
Well, the form they're in, they shouldn't, be too worried about any team, but I would think playing at San Antonio is going to be tough, and Phoenix Rise are in form. The home games against Colorado Springs, Oakland Roots, and San Antonio again should be slightly easier being at home. But with Orange County, if you win 8 in a row, then if you just keep playing the way you're playing, I guess there's no reason why they shouldn't pick up some points in every one of those matches.
OCSC currently 3 points back of San Antonio. A great opportunity to make up ground with 6 possible points in those 2 matches coming against the defending champions. On the other side of the ledger, we've talked at length about El Paso's schedule coming up. Perhaps a quote-unquote easy one this next week, although none of these matches are easy, and then it gets awfully tough from there.
Yeah, they have to win at Las Vegas Lights. So those 3 points are available for them if they really play well on the day, and then it's putting together big performances at Sacramento Republic. Well, good luck with that, but then you've got home games against Phoenix Rising. I know they've been bad at home this season, but get a good crowd behind you, get a change in the attitude at home, and who's to say they can't get something out of those 3 home games?
Los Locos hoping to enter that stretch of 5 off the back of a road result tonight. They're halfway there. Orange County, though, will likely be heard from before the final whistle tonight. More to come from halftime from the champ after this.
Let's talk about today where I'm going to topics.
Roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What? What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?
We all have goals. But let's be honest, Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
The opportunity for the small business owner with the tax credit is up to $26,000 per employee. Small business owners have been through a lot through the pandemic. They've seen the power of tax credits, government offset through the PPP program. This program, employee retention credit, is much larger than that. And so if you're a small business and you employ folks, you need to be looking at this opportunity to see if you can qualify. But it's definitely something where you need to be talking to your financial advocate or advisor and having them guide you through the process.
Welcome back to Championship Soccer Stadium here in Irvine. Nothing to separate Orange County and El Paso after 45 minutes. Let's look around the rest of the USL Championship. Some news and notes. Some positive news coming from both coasts. Oakland Roots with a new stadium coming up and then a new franchise on the way in the Northeast.
Yeah, way up high on the Northeast in Maine. Didn't know there were two Portlands in America. Now I do.
You were quizzing me on geography earlier. We got a chance to tell you something. That's awesome.
Yeah, the middle one, of course, talking about Orange County's 8-game winning streak, which just is absolutely stunning. And Oakland Roots, they've been looking for a home, and hopefully this can be a more regular one for them in the 2024 season.
Positive season for that group, certainly. And next year they will be at California State University East Bay for their home matches. Oakland in action along with a number of other teams around the league tonight. So check out the scores. Actually, these will be scheduled for tomorrow and matches coming up. Just one match on Sunday, Birmingham Legion against New Mexico United. And then things get really interesting. Midweek, another midweek match for El Paso on the way as they have that game in hand against Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's them on Wednesday. Friday, Orange County hosting Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Colorado Springs are battling to keep themselves in that top 8, so that could be a really tough match for Orange County.
Switchbacks right now tied with San Antonio, 1-1, midway through that contest. And confirmation of that here, you see these are all final scores from around the USL Championship tonight. For the most part, the form table holding steady with the exception of Monterey Bay, a 1-0 win over Memphis. The big one, the big battle in the East, Tampa Bay beating Lou City, two teams fighting for position up top.
Yeah, that's a very good win for Tampa Bay. Detroit, by the way, in that battle to finish 8th in the East. That's a vital win, and that could doom Miami to not making the playoffs. At Charleston Battery, another good win, this time over San Diego.
Detroit City, by the way, 9th coming into this weekend. They have now moved ahead of Tulsa for that 8th and final playoff spot. Miami still in 10th. Much more action to come, though. First half highlights on the way next.
A few years ago, I was making cabinets and somebody gave this idea like, hey, why don't you make your beautiful doors to fit IKEA cabinets?
You know, we care about everything that goes into making a door or a panel or cabinet. Designing a kitchen or even remodeling it, it's a difficult process. We're here to kind of bridge that gap between the vision and realizing that goal.
We're able to make everything in-house, handmade, handcrafted, beautiful product.
you are killed by a drunk driver, you become nothing but a stick figure on a police report. Your death will be a story never to be told by you, and justice will never be served. Last year, nearly 13,000 stick figures were drawn by officers after a drunk driving fatality. It will take everyone to eliminate drunk driving, so that no one ever has to tell your story from a police report.
This match is presented by Hoag Orthopedic Institute and Hoag, the official hospital and healthcare provider of OCSC. And once again, the Noah Benedou Foundation wants to remind fans to never drive drunk and get home safely. No score, but a lot of talking points from the opening 45 minutes as we look at the first half highlights brought to you by Turf Gym, located in Newport Beach. A lot of physical play in the opening 45 and a couple of decent chances for both sides.
Yeah, this one's going to come to Ryan Dogman here. He just whiffs across the ball instead of driving through it and keeping it on target. He goes across the face of the ball and it just bends away before it can slot into that top corner. And then this is the moment. This is the free kick, and Broniolowski, not too far away. I mean, it's sort of heading towards that top corner and just bends away at the last moment.
So that was the first Mark Navarro yellow card. In a little bit, actually right here, we're going to see the potential second. Was it a penalty? Was it not?
To me, yes, it's a penalty. He misses the ball, he catches the player, but we've seen it so many times on replay. As a referee, you've got to see it in real time, you've got to call it, you've got to be sure, and he wasn't sure, so he didn't give it. This is Benny Diaz with a quick counter-attack, a long ball here, and it just falls nicely for El Paso. Goes wide to Aaron Gomez here, and he hits it. It's from a tight angle, to be honest. It was difficult to get that one on target, but one of the few chances for El Paso.
Their best look of the first half coming through Josue Aaron Gomez, just wide of the mark. Scoreless after 45. No official shots on target yet for either side. El Paso shading the possession as well. 5 yellow cards in total. A reminder that one of the 2 for Orange County on their interim head coach, Morton Carlson, while all 3 for El Paso coming on their defense corps.
That's probably the biggest thing about this first half, is that they're going to have to be very careful, El Paso, in the second half with 3 defenders on yellows. Expected goals 0.02 versus 0.07. Basically, nobody had a decent chance on goal, but Milanowski will probably feel hard done by that he wasn't given the penalty. Certainly if there was VAR, I'm pretty sure it would have been. But again, from a referee's point of view, it's not easy to see those, and you can't go on the assumption. You have to see it and be sure. So no blame there on referee Remy Touchon.
Thanks again to Save Law for sponsoring tonight's stats. Again, you see the armbands. We've mentioned it a couple of times. The Noah Benedou Foundation, just reminding fans, please do not drive drunk. Don't take a risk that you don't need to. Get home safe, make a call. Orange County SC President Dan Rutstein said, "We're honored and proud that Noah's name can live on through increasing awareness in and around his favorite sport." Noah Benedou, a big soccer fan from the area in Irvine, honored and remembered tonight and always by this club and those who loved him best. Second half now underway. El Paso Locomotive on the road trying to stop this 8-game winning run by Orange County SC. No goals in the first half, but some good action at both ends. We'll see who can break the deadlock here in the second 45. It is El Paso winning the ball in midfield. Chapa Herrera. I think we can call him a club legend at this point, a guy that was seen at a tryout, had given up the dream of playing professional soccer and was just playing in a rec league. Got asked to come and try out for the squad in their first season 5 years ago, made the team and has become a key contributor. He was working construction at the time, now wearing the captain's armband for his hometown team.
That's a great story, isn't it? And it gives a lot of other part-time players the belief that if you just keep working at it, you've got a chance. Not easy, of course, when you're working in a job as well, but if you believe in yourself and you have some decent talent, then why not?
Herrera been playing indoor soccer for a while. See an injury here again. Play halted as Amon got taken down. Here's Owen Lamb. More of a quiet first half for him. Usually both him and Dogman so aggressive at getting up the field from those fullback positions. Kyle Scott again showing off the fancy footwork. Alaski off to his brother, broken up in the end. Seth Kasipli right at Benny Diaz. Diaz from not too far away in Los Angeles. He's currently on loan from Tijuana in Liga MX. Spent 2022 back with Oakland and helped the Roots clinch a playoff spot last season. He's been with Tijuana since 2020.
I'm just wondering what could influence this game. The 3 yellow cards for El Paso defenders is one thing, but the other thing is the strength of Orange County's bench. You've got Kevin Langford, who just recently signed from Germany, played in the 2nd and 3rd division there. Mark McNulty, the Scottish international. Those are 2 players who, when they come on, they could turn this match in Orange County's favor.
And they both had a goal and an assist, assisting each other at the tail end of that Las Vegas match last week.
Having said that, Peter Petrovic, I was a bit surprised that he was left on the bench after scoring in the last 2 games. He can obviously come on and impact the match. And a new signing, Petter Knudsen from Lyngby in Denmark, might also be a nice addition for El Paso in the second half.
Well, certainly options for both managers. Options there for Orange County, as it was Dogman making the run. His cross deflected for a corner. Tonight's corner is brought to you again by TruePath Loans. A chance for Lamb to send something in. Powerful clearance by Dollenmeyer. Long shot from distance, not far off. First time hit that by Dogman with his left.
Benny Diaz trying that quick release again. Nearly comes off. That's a wonderful ball down the length of the pitch. Just cleared in time by Orange County. That seems to be very top of the goalkeeper's mind. When he gets the ball, he looks to get it upfield as quickly as possible.
This Locomotive FC side is either built very slowly from the back, or they have gone Route 1 as quick as you can, trying to catch the hosts off guard.
It's interesting, Morten Carlson saying to us much the same thing. He says they like to play slow and we like to speed things up. So we have to put them under pressure if we're going to speed it up.
Here's Liam Rose, quickly downfield. Now back to Zacharias. Herrera, out of Bel Air High School in El Paso. McHugh. No rush whatsoever on the road from the visitors. And that is their prerogative. They can take their time. Orange County will attempt to press them off it now as McHugh will play it across to Navarro. Such an experienced campaigner with so much time spent in the top flights in Spain and England with the likes of Watford and Espanyol and Leganés. Long switch not on the mark. Fans, by the way, there's still time to go and check out all the new merchandise for 2023. There's a new women's collection, new sweatshirts, and a new OCSC quarter zip. Head over to OCSCshop.com to grab yours today. A little press here from Los Locos. A little too aggressive in the pressure.
It's all very even and well balanced at this stage, but I'm thinking that the onus is more on El Paso. I know they are the away side, but they're the ones who need the points to make the playoffs. Orange County, much as they would like to keep their winning streak going, even if they drew 0-0, it still means that they're in a home playoff position. They're still looking good. Of course, they want to get as high as possible, but the onus, I would guess, is more on El Paso to come and make something happen.
Here is Lamb. Deep cross in. Navarro was there to meet it. Orange County with their tails up now. The second cross not met. Partita, though, back in the attack. He'll try one from distance. A speculative shot from the holding mid.
That's better from Orange County. They're asking questions now, getting balls into the box, just controlling things outside here. And just wondered if Kevin Partita could have played it out wide to Brian Olowski, who was available, but instead he decides it's worth a shot. And at the end, well, I think it was well watched by Benny Diaz, to be honest. He had his hands out and he just saw it past the post, but more positive from the home side.
Orange County has been scoring for fun in recent weeks. Not quite in top gear yet. Give El Paso a lot of credit. They have kept the hottest team in the league at bay. The only match in their last 5 where they haven't scored multiple goals was a 1-0 win against Pittsburgh Riverhounds, one of the best defensive teams in the league. A lot of 3s and 2s in their favor, plus that 5-goal performance last Saturday night against Las Vegas Lights.
They are very patient, Orange County, and they do score a lot in the second half. Both their goals against Sac Republic came in the 54th and 84th. So they came in the second half. Charleston just before halftime, and then they scored in the 62nd minute. So they don't mind leaving it late, or leaving it to the second half anyway. Orange County, as I say, they're very patient. But you can see they feel as if they're taking it up a notch, the home side. They're just pushing a few more bodies forward now.
There's a difference in their tempo over the last 5 minutes. Just a bit more urgency from the home team. Brian Olowski winning a throw in the attacking third. 54th minute here in Irvine, California. A beautiful night. Temps in the mid-70s. Orange County looking for win number 9 on the spin. Horton Carlson told us 9 is his favorite number. Can they get the goal that would provide those 3 points and keep the streak alive? Kasipli. Navarro there with the defensive header up to Kostashin. Poked away by Partita. One back now. Scott, the Englishman, on the ball. He'll put the brakes on and assess his options. The shot partially blocked by McHugh. This will fall kindly for Nick Hines. Look where Benny Diaz is. Outside the 18.
If they lose possession there, he's outside of his goal. That's taking a big risk for a goalkeeper. Wow.
Not something you see very often.
As a coach, I wouldn't want to see it at all. I mean, you know, players in front of you can make a mistake, and you're that far out of your goals. It could be a simple tap-in. So you got to reduce the risk. That's the role of goalkeeper, is you reduce the chances for the opposition. That is taking a massive risk. But anyway,
we've seen Benny Diaz be able to play with his feet effectively tonight, but in a scoreless game, well, regardless. Fouled by Brian Olowski. We're going to move on. Olowski spilled here in midfield. A free kick on the way for Orange County SC.
Okay, a nice little word from the referee, just a reminder to be careful with these tackles. It is a little touch late and on the ankle.
Remember, 5 yellow cards issued in that first half. Thomas Among, another shot off balance from a tight angle that only finds the supporters section.
Again, it's a very, very tight angle. To score from there is nearly impossible. What about trying to whip it back into the box? Milan Olowski was waiting. I'm assuming that he went for the shot. Maybe he did try and cross it. Either way, didn't quite work out for Thomas Among. Did score a couple of goals against San Diego a few weeks back in a fantastic victory there. Absolutely brilliant. Scored against Sac Republic as well, away from home, and then scored in the last match against Las Vegas. So he really has been in great goal-scoring form.
Yeah, 7 goals this season for the 25-year-old from Cameroon. Those goals against San Diego Loyal must have been sweet, his former club. He's been starved for service a bit tonight. We've not said his name much. His team now have some defending to do. Hines across, Herrera to play it forward. He and Zacharias not quite on the same page And Marcus Nakim happy to watch that ball roll over the end line. A long ball here from Milanilowski to chase. Diaz able to head this, partially to safety. Navarro now on the clearance.
We're getting to the time when managers are going to make subs, and just wonder when Morten Carlson will think of bringing on his options, Kevin Langford and Mark McNulty, two very capable players, as are good options for him. I guess you could ask the same question of Brian Clarehout. When does he want to bring on his players in his fresh legs? He might be happy with a 0-0 so far.
Dennis Costigan here with a clean tackle. Rami Costigan letting them play here. OCSC back in possession. As we approach the hour mark, decision time for these managers upcoming. Brian Oloski now a sight of goal. Diaz always behind it.
Yeah, didn't quite catch that, did he, Brian Oloski? It bounced. In the end, it was a nice and comfortable, easy save for Benny Diaz. He was hoping for a bit more height and a bit more power. You can see it just bounces in. It's very straightforward for the keeper.
Fans, if you can't watch the match, tune in to Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app. El Paso probing here, but Orange County back in possession through Milanilowski. Up to Among. A tackle, a literal tackle in midfield. The crowd wanting advantage to be played. It would have been a one-on-one opportunity for Orange County if it had been. Yellow card will be issued.
It's a tough one for the referee there. I just wonder if he couldn't have given it an extra second to see if there was an advantage. He called the whistle straight away. He blew the whistle. And he's right. He's right to give the foul, but I just think it's worth just giving a second to see is there anything positive going to develop, because he's through Brian Oloski, he's away. That's a fantastic pass from Milan. But unfortunately the referee already blown. You can see what Milan Oloski thinks.
Liam Rose cautioned here, and now those changes you just talked about being made. It is one of the new men, a debut for Petar Knudsen, 25 years old from the Faroe Islands. So that is the man that Brian Clarehout calls upon at the hour mark. Emmanuel Sinupe also on now. So Kostishin will come on. Ricardo Zacharias will make way. Sinupe will take his spot alongside Gomez up top. So two changes at the 60-minute mark for Brian Clarehout as he tries to perhaps get a little more than just a point out of this match. Sinupe, no surprise off the bench. He's been one of the go-to super subs for this team. Just one goal for him this season. But the man from London has got an eye for goal and a long history of being able to produce across the pond. Now a triple substitution coming for Orange County. Looks like that is McNulty set to come on, Andrew Fox and Kevin Langford. And it's Milanilowski, one of those players for Orange County, making way. So their leading scorer, 12 goals this season, replaced by Kevin Langford. Looks like Kyle Scott, who was on a yellow, will also make way. So a lot of changes by both teams here. Andrew Fox, a defender by trade, spent the previous 4 seasons with El Paso. 86 games played for Los Locos, 3 goals a season ago. Be curious to see what these changes mean in terms of setup. 2 attackers on, and Fox, who's versatile, can play in midfield or in defense.
Very surprised Milan Orlowski would go off when your top goal scorer is banging in goals and is such a fantastic finisher. Maybe they felt that he'd run himself into the ground. He does do a lot of defensive work.
Tomas Among has stayed on. Langford and McNulty have come into the outside wing positions here. And now a shove in the box. Once again, Rami Touchon electing to not blow the whistle. It was Owen Lamb up from right back, bundled over inside the 18.
Let's have a look and see if there is a cause here. I don't think there's enough there. It's both arms are pushing into each other. Don't think there's enough there to give that as a penalty. Owen Lamb was slightly in front of him, so he's got a reason to ask, but I think it has to be a lot more clear-cut than that.
You would say if the first shout was not a penalty, surely not that one. Another long ball in, Langford chests it down. Got a bit of the arm, it appears, or perhaps the flag was up. Yes, the flag was up, excuse me, offside on this attempt forward. Tomas Among drifting just ahead of the last defender.
It is getting a bit more exciting now, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Subs, both teams feel that the match is there to be won. And certainly from Orange County's point of view, they put some real good pressure on the second half.
Fresh legs as well now in the attack. I believe both Orlowski brothers were subbed off as McNulty joins in on the left and Langford on the right in midfield. Tomas Among still in that number 9 role. Fox sliding in to midfields. And actually sliding into more of that central defensive mid role as you see Partida moving forward to partner Kasipli. Here is Langford, the German-American, giving chase now as Hines. Nice move there. Fox the switch. Navarro to bring it up. 65th minute here in Irvine, California. Orange County SC, El Paso Locomotive still deadlocked at 0-0. Orange County 3rd in the West. El Paso now 9th, below the playoff line. El Paso still patient, building from the back. Back to Diaz. A loose distribution that time, run down by Langford. Powers. Partida. Langford once again. Scored his first goal for the club just last week. Making only his 7th appearance after joining on loan earlier this summer. Cross on the deck, deflected out. Ryan Dogman will take this now in the corner.
I think Owen Lamb's going to decide to go in and take this one. Dogman coming a little bit back, but I was going to thinking the pressure is now beginning to build from the home side.
Another chance here, another True Path Loans corner kick for the home team. A lot of gold shirts forward. A chance for some of the blue shirts here to take some hydration before this corner kick is taken. They've put in a shift here this evening in Irvine, trying to slow down this Orange County side. And for the most part, they've done a good job. Not very many clear-cut chances. Officially still just the one shot on target for Orange County. Can they create something here, though, from this corner kick? The stoppage, by the way, Benny Diaz is tying his shoelace. That's why we've got this extended break. Tough with the gloves.
Yeah,
to make those things happen.
You've got to get the gloves off before you can do anything. This the last 10 minutes, or certainly you could say, in fact, the entire second half has been a lot better from Orange County. They really have started asking questions of this El Paso defense.
Lamb's corner, defended at the near post well. All the way out near midfield, Dogman will let this run out. Partita, good composure. Long ball towards McNulty. The Scotsman giving chase. And that shove deemed illegal again, shoulder to shoulder. That time an illegal push by Lamb will draw the whistle.
McNulty really battling, and not sure if it was entirely shoulder to shoulder or a little bit of back there, but got away with it.
That was my initial thought from the former Reading man.
It looked it, didn't it? It looked it until you see it in slow-mo. And again, that's the advantage we have, once again, not to get on the referee's back, because it's very difficult to see this in real time and to make quick decisions.
It does feel as though he has let more go in this second half. Now Nakeem on the pullback. Will this be a card? Yes, it is. Second yellow issued to Orange County.
Yeah, a little bit of a tug in the back, and that's going to get you into trouble with the referee on most occasions. Nakeem there just losing the race, and just gives a little tug, was it? And again, maybe there was a second little attempt as well. But it's worth having that yellow in your back pocket. That's when you can use it, when you've been beaten for pace towards the final quarter of the match. For El Paso, they've had their 3 defenders on yellow cards from well in the first half.
So the yellow for the captain. Knutson pulled back. Here's the free kick.
Wow. There's Aaron Gomez at the far post. If he'd have just committed, he might have got on the end of that. I seem to recall him scoring a similar goal a while back when he sneaked in the far post when they beat Hartford 2-0 away. As a cross came in and he got behind all the defenders and headed it in. That's another opportunity for him then, if he'd have just committed himself.
He does have 4 this season. Langford, guilty of the pullback on Hines, who's asking for the yellow.
Let's have a look and see if there is much contact there. Yeah, there is a little pull on the arm.
'70th minute here in Irvine. Orange County and El Paso still battling in this late season test. Bit of a dangerous pass. Kasipli guilty of the foul. Tripping up McHugh.
Do play risky football at the back, El Paso. Benny Diaz is miles out of his goal. If anything goes wrong, might be an easy finish for the opposition, but having said that, they are able to beat the press because the goalkeeper is out of his goal, playing almost as a centre half. If it's so close for Seth Kasipli to have won that ball cleanly, there you can see a little bit of a shove. If he wins it cleanly, he's through on goal, and the goalkeeper out of position. So it is risky.
Yeah, 1 or 2 nervy moments with El Paso consistent in their approach to build from the back, and once again Diaz making himself available well outside his goal box.
Even that pass in front of Thomas Among, you get that slightly wrong, you're in trouble.
You've seen it happen.
I've seen it happen too many times for my liking. I don't think your job as a goalkeeper is to increase the risk of a goal. It's to reduce it. But I hope for Benny Diaz's sake, he doesn't get punished for this, because it's very brave play and it's very exciting play for the viewers, but I'm sure the coach is having a bit of a heart attack there, Brian Clarehout.
Now you wonder, is that a directive from the coach to say, make yourself available, come across? Claerhaut did spend the last 7 seasons coaching with different clubs in Sweden, in various divisions, including the first division. I don't believe that's how Scandinavian football typically works, to be that aggressive with your goalkeeper, but if they have faith in Diaz's ability on the ball, it hasn't burned them yet.
Yet.
And there's being a sweeper keeper, and then there's
being
taking it to the next level.
Being a centre back.
Exactly.
Or a midfielder even.
Navarro a chance to swing one in. That one came off the head of Knudsen and then eventually played out by Gomez for a goal kick, and Knudsen needs a moment here.
I'm not sure if that's the ball that hit him or whether there was a connection with the defender. Either way, Petter Knudsen from the Faroe Islands. Have a look, let's just see where the impact is here. Could be a head-to-head, yes. I think it looks like off the back of a defender's head. Andrew Fox, perhaps. But the Faroe Islands, you were asking the question earlier, those who don't know, is actually north of Scotland. And Scotland's cold, so trust me, Faroe Islands is freezing. And I've been there before, and they have grass on their roofs to help with the insulation. They're actually, your lawn is on your roof.
Isn't that something?
And when I looked at it, I said, what? And they said, no, it just keeps the warmth in. So a little bit of information for you about the Faroe Islands.
Ingenuity from the folks in the North Atlantic. Ironically, that is where Eric McHugh spent this past season playing in the Faroe Islands top flight. They are, of course, a part of UEFA. They've had a couple of cracks at European qualification in the last couple of years. Certainly one of the minnows in that continent. They produced some decent footballers over the years. Knudsen, one of them now applying his trade in the second division here in the U.S. and now quickly back on the fields. They're going to debut tonight for the 25-year-olds. Here's Langford, tried to back heel it to Lamb. Ball played forward. McNulty shielded well, and it'll be a goal kick. Mark McNulty, by the way, rounding back into form, was injured for a time this season. Morten Carlson told us he wasn't quite ready to go the full 90 yet, but he saw action last week. Of course, scored and assisted in that 5-1 win against Las Vegas. One of the most experienced players on this roster in his first season in Orange County after spending the previous 12 years in some of the top leagues in England and Scotland. 9 different clubs. A lot of goals scored in his career.
Yeah, Dundee United, his last club, which is a very decent club, and as mentioned, 2 appearances for Scotland in the national team. So he certainly has the talent and the skills.
Another foul here on the play. Reminder, Orange County SC's 4th annual Corporate Cup returns for 2023. Don't miss out on your chance to play where the pros play with your office as well. Sign up today at orangecountysoccer.com/corporate-cup. '75th minute. Rose happy to play it across to Navarro, who tried his luck from way outside. Mark Navarro can strike a ball sweetly. Not on that particular occasion.
He did score a goal from outside the box in the match when they lost 2-3 at home to Indy 11 from 25 yards. Although it went through the goalkeeper's hands, but it was a lot of power on it.
Here's Among now, off the side netting. A chance from nothing. Nearly converted by Tomas Among. The threat's still there.
It's one of the few threats in this match. I was just looking at the expected goals as we see Among here just past the goal. I think Benny Diaz had it covered. It's .16 for Orange County and .07 of a goal is the expected goal. So it's very, very low.
Still
And to be fair, I don't think either goalkeepers had much to do.
Still just one shot on target, Gary.
Yeah.
No saves yet for Juan Santana. The youngster in his second start in the last 3 weeks. Yet to make an official save in this match. Diaz just the one stop.
That's probably why Diaz has come out to play as centre-back. He's getting bored in goals.
Just wants to be involved in some way, shape, or form. Dogman with his less favored right foot this time. Not on frame. Diaz, though, able to smother it.
Yeah, it's a comfortable save. Doesn't have too much power in it. Goalkeeper can see it coming a long way off. Gets his body down. Makes it easy enough save.
Dogman, the 26-year-old from Oslo. More provider than goal scorer this season, making his 24th start of the campaign. He and Owen Lamb both on the USL Championship Team of the Week this past week. Each with an assist in that 5-1 win at Las Vegas. Marcus Nakim, by the way, was on the bench for the Team of the Week, so 3 of the 4 at the back for Orange County, recognized by the USL Championship for their efforts. Here is Lamb now able to keep that in play, but could not find Langford. 3 substitutes yet to make an impact for Orange County as they try and get the goal to give them another 3 points and a 9th consecutive victory. Benny Diaz and company still keeping them at arm's length. How they would love to take a point back to El Paso. Well, Diaz had to be ready there. A quick shot off the restart from midfield, right back at the netminder.
You feel a point is about the most they can get because they're not offering much going forward at the moment. They seem to be stuck in their own half, losing possession as they've just done now, and the pressure building from Orange County. If you were to guess if there was going to be a winner, you've got to fancy Orange County to be that team because they're the ones getting forward and getting the ball into the box and causing some problems. For El Paso, I haven't seen much in attack in the last 10-15 minutes.
Here comes Orange County now. McNulty, it bounced at the wrong moment for him as he was in his stride. Among now committing the foul. Best move forward though in the last couple of minutes for the home side.
Yeah, they just need a little bit of luck, something to go their way. Just they're playing that 1-2 together. Just comes off the back of his heels, McNulty. So close.
A sore one for Liam Rose. A physical contest tonight. 80 minutes played. Still scoreless between these two Western Conference clubs. El Paso Locomotive, by the way, playoffs in each of the first 3 seasons. Kept out last year. Mark Lowry, of course, a big part of their success from the off. Lowry now with Indy 11. 2 different managers since he has left, trying to recapture the magic. It looked like Brian Claret had them on the right track, of course, in the first half of the season, that great winning run. Just 1 win in their last 11, though, has seen them slide down the table. This would be a morale-boosting result, though, if they can keep it this way over the final 10 minutes on the road in Irvine. You got to think Orange County, however, will pose 1 or 2 more questions before the final whistle blows. Knudsen that time stepping on the ball, allowing OCSC to get back on it. Powers cool at the back with Gomez giving chase. Langford back deep to retrieve. Andrew Fox. Long ball forward. Dollenmeyer off his head, and that's a worry. Immediately held that left leg as he went to ground. It was an awkward tumble by the center back.
That's not good sight. He went down without being kicked, so you get the feeling that that's a muscle problem or maybe a twisted knee. Either way, big man had a really good clearance, but he grabbed behind his knee as soon as he made that header.
Might just be a cramp. You hope that he was grabbing that left calf and now being stretched out by Navarro.
Could be. Have a look here. He goes up, heads it, You jump, and maybe that's why you get the cramp. You're sort of springing off one of those legs, and gives everybody else a chance to get some liquids. And oh, he's going to cramp again. So guess at this point, Brian Clarehouse looking at the bench, thinking maybe need to change. Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Well, good news for Dollenmeyer. It looks like just a cramp and not something worse. Again, on replay, confirmation that it was not a knee or an ankle that had gone. It looks though that his night is done. So the LAFC loanee, and the rookie who was picked in the 3rd round by LAFC this last year. Or is his night done now? He's still trying to shake it off. They're going to move him off to the sideline. It appears El Paso does have Jose Carrillo ready to come on. And they will make that change now, it appears.
All sorts of hand signals going back and forth. I'm not quite sure if it's stay on or come off. Or
now it looks like they are going to hold off on that substitution. The board had been raised, but then taken down. No numbers were put up. Morten Carlson asking, what is going on? I got to imagine this will add a minute or two to our stoppage time at the end, although you never get back the full amount of stoppage. Dollenmeyer is going to persist here. Off the restart, a near chance for Among. The ball bounced up just over the attacker's head. Los Locos clearing their lines. Knutson trying to get on the end of that, and now Dollenmeyer coming back on. How about that?
He was a bit frustrated because he wasn't there when that ball came into the box to help the rest of his defensive team. Fortunately for El Paso, no damage done.
Now a shove here along the touchline. Oh, Nakeem and a little kick out that time by Gomez.
That you can't do. Can't kick out. If the referee sees that, then there could be trouble. Doesn't matter what the other player does to you, you can't kick out at him.
Gomez saying he was elbowed there by Nakeem.
If the referee doesn't see the elbow, doesn't give it, you then can't go and kick the player. Let's just see if there is something or not on the ground. And is there a kick out here? Nah, it's a
little trip. Not now, not much of that.
Nothing.
Gomez saying Nakeem should be given a card. He's already been shown one earlier in this half. It certainly wasn't an elbow, just a hand to the face. Gomez didn't take kindly to it. This has been a testy match. These two sides, no love lost tonight.
Well, there's so much at stake, especially for El Paso. And Orange County have been playing so well. It's because they've been fighting and scrapping for everything and running that they've had all these good results. So they're not going to let it slide easily. So that's what's made it. Anything missing, of course, has been a goal. There's been everything else. There's been good play. There's been some good teamwork and individual efforts, but this hasn't been that decisive goal to separate the two teams as yet.
Still time left though, 5 minutes of normal time, plus you would expect a good chunk of stoppage. Here's a ball forward. Can Los Locos smash one and grab at the ends? That cross never came in. Knutson was waiting for it.
Still one Santana in goals at 18 years of age and possibly a vulnerable player. Hasn't had anything to do.
Now Tomas Among threatening at the other ends. Tripped up by Dollenmeyer. We play on. Among can't believe it. Neither can the crowd.
He's furious. He thinks he was brought to ground and quite heavily as well. So yeah, things are heating up here with 5 minutes to go.
Don't tune off just yet. Plenty of time left for a twist in the plot late. We've seen it happen all too often here in USL Championship play. 87th minute now. Los Locos on the road. Can they stun the hottest team in the league? Emmanuel Sinupe, one of the subs, maintaining possession. What lovely work here. Knutson looking for an option. Herrera, the captain. Liam Rose. Dollenmeyer Surely not. Dolenmeyer across. That would have been storybook stuff after the cramp to go off and then come on and score your first goal for the club.
I think it crossed his mind. He was looking at it thinking, can I score? Can I shoot? In the end, he tried to bend one into the box, but it was a comfortable fetch for Juan Santana in goals.
Dolenmeyer perhaps caught a bit in two minds that time. And he's got some defending to do here. The long ball forward. Among there, tripped up by Diaz. Flag is up for offside.
It could have been a penalty because he went down, Thomas Among, and they're all pointing fingers at him, and he's going to get a little bit upset with them. But I thought that was a decent penalty call, but for the fact he was already offside.
Well, Eric McHugh has to be careful. He and Among with words exchanged. Diaz had one or two things to say to Among. McHugh came across the second time, though, and that's what really infuriated the forward.
This was the first one. When he gets tackled, for me, that's a foul. He's all over him. Then this one here, he plays the ball, and the keeper, it's a penalty if he wasn't offside. So I don't know why they're getting upset, or unless it's just one of those things where you get upset because you think he's diving, but when you get to see it in slow-mo, that could have been and would have been a penalty, but for the offside. But again, let's make the point easy for us to see on a slow-mo what happened for those players. Maybe they think he did dive, they get upset, they point fingers. It's just all part of the game itself and the tension between the two teams.
And that is certainly reaching fever pitch here. Still scoreless, but a frenzied atmosphere down the stretch. Tempers rising in these Southern California nights. 89th minutes. Championship Soccer Stadium, the site. We are hearing a massive amount of stoppage time coming our way, potentially 8 minutes. There have been a lot of fouls. The long stoppage when Dolenmeyer cramped up, then went off, was maybe going to be substituted, then returned to action. So this one far from being over just yet. It has been a fascinating encounter here in Southern California tonight. No goals between the two. The game's still on a knife edge, though. 3 points on the line. As it stands, both would take one.
It's been a bit more of a chess match type of game, hasn't it? You know, probing, trying to test each other.
Long ball here that Diaz does not claim cleanly. Langford challenging, and now finally, the Tijuana man will jump on the ball.
Nice positive. He came for the ball, didn't catch it cleanly, but at least he was there to come and get it and try and relieve the pressure on his teammates. To be fair, even though he's been risky at times, his distribution has been good. Some of those long balls have been fantastic in the first half. He's played that extra centre-back role, so he's had a decent game, has Benny Diaz.
Here you see confirmation, 8 added minutes here at the Champ tonight. Plenty of time for a late winner for either side. This is Sinupe winning it back for Los Locos. Rose in midfield, dispossessed. Dolenmeyer there on the intercept among the intended target. The big center back will stroll forward and lose out now. Lamb taking over. Kevin Langford. What can they create? Lamb. McNulty. Mark McNulty! Shouts for a handball. McNulty's got to be careful here. He's going to get cautioned. And he will see yellow. Mark McNulty furious that there is no penalty.
Well, they're probably still frustrated from the penalty shot in the first half. Now there's another one again. Difficult to see in real time. Let's have a look with the benefit of a slow-mo. He turns, flicks it up, and well, it does look like it comes off the elbow of the defender. Here we'll get a better shot here. Better look here. Again, with the benefit of VAR, that's pretty much a penalty, but the referee has to be sure, he has to see it, and if he doesn't see it, he can't give it. It doesn't mean to say it's not frustrating for Mark McNulty, it's hugely frustrating.
They call him Sparky for a reason.
Well, they've had two great penalty calls, to be fair, Orange County, and got neither of them.
Partita also given a yellow after that exchange. Fourth yellow issued now for Orange County SC tonight. It was Mark Navarro's hand, the one in the way. That right arm, not in natural position, out across his body. It looked like the shot from McNulty struck it with the goal beckoning. If you are Orange County, you will leave this match, if it remains scoreless, feeling a bit hard done by. The decisions just have not gone their way tonight. Milanilowski with a, well, we would say a very valid penalty shout in the first half, and now McNulty here in the seconds. Diaz able to marshal and claim.
Good catch, Benny Diaz, under some pressure there. Great hands. Yes, I think El Paso, if they get this point, they will feel relieved, because it could have been very different.
A foul here in midfield, a good chance to remind that it is National Suicide Prevention Week, September the 10th through September 19th. To support the mental health of our communities, the USL is partnered with the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. If you need support, call or text 988 now. A reminder, you are not alone.
But just remember what we said at the beginning. It was a good win for El Paso over Orange County in April that started a 7-match winning streak. Well, this might not be a win, but it's a good result. Will it start a good run for El Paso towards the playoffs?
Long ball forward, Dolenmeyer guilty of climbing on the back and perhaps cramping up once again. I mean, you should say it, El Paso, they have had Orange County's number. Just one defeat in the previous 7 meetings for Los Locos when these two have gotten together. They've never won here, but they would certainly take a draw tonight as you see that penalty shot from the first half.
Yeah, the more times you see it, the more convinced you are it's a penalty. He gets the ball first, gets brought down, and it's a massive, massive call. This one here, that to me is a foul. He's all over him, Dolenmeyer, and falls on top of him. You can see how upset Thomas Amang is with that decision. Here's the one, well, he was offside. So yes, to me it's a penalty, but he was offside, so it's a moot point. It's irrelevant. But they get a little bit chirpy with him, and he gets upset with that because they thought he dived. And then this one is the real one. Yep, hits the arm of Navarro, no question about it. Only thing is it clear for the referee to see? And the answer probably is no.
Eric Dolenmeyer now off, by the way. They will finally make that change. Jose Carrillo coming on in defense. Diaz and Langford, a little exchange.
Oh, Benny Diaz is picking it up the very, very last second. You're asking for someone to make some physical contact with you. More cramp.
This is Nick Hines who's down.
But they have defended well, El Paso. We said at the beginning, they've conceded 3 or more goals in 5 of their 7 games. Step number 1 is to keep a clean sheet if you can and be defensively tight. They've been that. Yes, they've had a couple of lucky shouts when it comes to penalties, no question about that. But they leave here with a clean sheet for Benny Diaz in the defense. It'll be a step in the right direction for Brian Clarehoud's team.
Three minutes left of the 8 added. Can Orange County, or El Paso for that matter, find a late winner? Marcus Nakim. That long ball in the direction of Dogman. Last touch by Miles Lyons. Partita. Fox. Ball into the box for Amang. He will lay it off to Langford. Out wide to Lamb. Diaz there.
That's a poor ball from Owen Lamb. He knew it. He turned and ran straight back. Needed to whip it in with a bit of pace. Instead, he puts it nice and high, and it's so easy for Benny Diaz.
Seventh minute of added time here from the champ. Orange County's 8-game win streak hanging in the balance.
Kicking the ball away, wasting time. Get a yellow card for that every time, Aaron Gomez. It's going to be a tough draw for Coach Morten Carlson, because I'm sure he'll look to both those penalty appeals and say they could have made it 9 wins in a row.
That is the 10th yellow card, by the way, issued tonight by Ramy Touchon. It has been that kind of a match. Physical. Both sides frustrating each other at times. Here's Lamb now. Ball sent in off the head of Among. Dogman will chase this down. Final minute of the stoppage time. Ryan Dogman. Cross to the back post. Among shoved down. You would not expect the call to come for that infraction after some of the more, perhaps quote-unquote obvious ones not given in Orange County's favor.
Good pressure again from Orange County. There wasn't much in that. I think he's just gone down, Thomas Among, with feeling a little bit of contact on his back there from Nick Hines. Not enough to give a penalty at all.
Dying seconds here in Irvine. Time running out. McNulty deflected back into his own half. That's not where Orange County wants to be. Ball sent forward, out of play. We have played the 8 minutes of added time.
That's another clean sheet for Orange County. There's only 3 goals conceded in their last 7 games. 2 years ago when they won the championship, they did it by keeping clean sheets and giving nothing away. Are we witnessing the same run this year round?
Yeah, their 11th clean sheet of the season. Unless there's something very dramatic here. Oof. McKean making sure the chance was not allowed, and now Lamb can come forward. One more attack on the way for the home team. Can they do something with the opportunity? Powers out to Lamb. Lamb across, could not find Langford. And still we play on. Back to Diaz. He will hoof this forward. All eyes on Ramy Touchon here. How much longer will we play? We are in the 100th minute in Irvine. Los Locos now a chance. Sanupe able to take it down. And we play on. Boy, a quick counter attack by El Paso. That would have been something if they could have converted that. And the final whistle not blown yet.
Well, that was a good chance from El Paso. We haven't seen many of those in the second half, but well crafted down the right-hand side and the ball put into a very dangerous area. Little half shout for a penalty even there from the team in light blue.
A chance at a late throw here. Hines gets it into Gomez. A tangle in the corner and now a foul on Aaron Gomez. How about 10 extra minutes in this one? Why not? Another chance for Orange County. They will lob it forward. This will go over the head of everyone. And that will be the last act of this match.
Wow. Well, there should have been a goal or two there somewhere because both teams created chances. In the end, great defensive work from both El Paso and Orange County. There will be questions from Morten Carlson towards the referee about the 2 penalty shouts. Thomas Among is discussing it. You can see Mark McNulty is discussing it, but in the end of the day, it is what it is. It's still a draw for Orange County. Yes, they've lost their winning streak, but unbeaten, and they're going to take something out of that match.
Frustration certainly on the home side tonight as they are stymied here at the Champ. Time now for tonight's Man of the Match, presented by Uber Eats. A good defensive performance this evening for Orange County. Mark McNulty provided a spark off the bench. Had the best opportunity that was denied by the arm of Mark Navarro. For Orange County fans, you got to be happy to see number 9 starting to come into form here late, getting healthy once again. He couldn't provide the goal, though, in the end to give them all 3 points as they have done on the previous 8 occasions. Clean sheets all around in Southern California tonight. Orange County SC 0, El Paso Locomotive 0. We'll be back to the champ in a moment to wrap it all up here for you tonight. Stay tuned.
Every person has inherent existing potential. Each one of us can move better, feel better, and perform better. Our goal is to create a movement culture that facilitates thriving, challenges the norms, and optimizes the human experience by providing the highest quality physical therapy. Whether you're returning to sport or simply seeking to live your best life, reimagine physical therapy. Discover your potential.
A stalemate in SoCal tonight. Orange County SC sees their 8-game winning streak come to a close. They do still pick up a points against a determined El Paso Locomotive side. Nothing to separate these two after the 100 minutes of play here at the Champ. Tonight's final score presented by True Path Loans. Our highlights tonight brought to you by Turf Gym, located in Newport Beach. A lot of defending, a lot of controversial calls in this match, Gary.
Yeah, huge controversial calls, penalty appeals. This could be the one here. Milanilowski gets through, gets brought down by Navarro. The way I could see it, referee doesn't get the chance of the replays and the slow-mos. He doesn't think that Milanilowski gets there first, and that would have been a second yellow for Navarro. That changes the entire game. Second half, there's a couple of chances here and there. They didn't offer much, El Paso, going forward. And Orange County with an effort from Kevin Partida from a long way out. Just shows you we're short of highlights when that's one of the highlights. Benny Diaz had that one covered the whole way. And we're just waiting for one little moment from either side, and it didn't really come. Brian Orlowski down the right-hand side here. Cuts inside, hits this, and it bounces once, and another comfortable save for Benny Diaz.
One of two saves tonight made by Diaz. One of those nights where both teams felt like they maybe could have gotten all 3 points. Orange County certainly the better chances in the second half. This eventually all called for offside in the end. It would have been a penalty, though, had the flag not gone up.
Yeah, but it was called for offside, so it doesn't make any difference what contact follows. What did make a difference was Mark McNulty. Is this going to be the chance? Yes, he hits it. He hits Navarro's right arm there. Again, if you see it hit the arm, it's a penalty. The referee clearly and obviously didn't see it, can't give it. And so once again, El Paso escape. Who doesn't escape is Mark McNulty because he gets the yellow card.
Tough there for the referee. McHugh was in front. A lot of bodies between him and where that shot was taken, but certainly one that he would like to have back. As we look at the full-time stats brought to you by Saw v. Law. Possession dead even, just the 2 shots between the two on targets. Orange County SC will leave tonight believing they should have had the 3 points, that they were hard done by in the end by those calls. For El Paso, you've got to look at the positive, how you came on the road, you fought and found a way to get something out of a match that nobody would have given you much of a chance in.
But look at the shots on target, 0.
Yeah.
You got to offer a little bit more than that. Yes, you've got a point you might not have done if penalties have been given against you. If you want to make the playoffs, and certainly if you want to go further in the playoffs, you've got to have at least some shots on target. So some work for Brian Clarehout to do in attack, but certainly in defense, a much, much better performance by El Paso.
They still remain 1 point back of Monterey Bay in the fight for the top 8. A point, though, all the same for them and for Orange County, as well as their unbeaten run now extends to 9 in a row. Full time here from the champ. Thanks again for being with us all night. On behalf of Gary Bailey and our entire crew, producer Maria Ringo, director Juan Valenzuela, and the rest of our team, I'm Alex Heinert saying thanks for watching. Good night from Irvine.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.